All right, joining me right now to talk more about these developments is Neama Rahmani. He is a former federal prosecutor and the president of West Coast Trial Lawyers. Neama, always great to see you. So, in your view, has the Trump White House now succeeded at all at putting up a more concrete obstacle in the release of any more Epstein files?
Fred, I don't think so. Really, one has nothing to do with the other. You have Congress, Article 1, doing their oversight duties, and now the Department of Justice, Article 2, investigating these other individuals. Like Betsy said, I don't think that investigation will go anywhere because the Department of Justice itself said there is no Epstein list. There is no legal basis to charge third parties. Now, of course, this could be a good political distraction, but I fully expect the House to move forward past that resolution. And then it's just a question of, will the Senate pass it and what will happen? Will President Trump veto it and will Congress be able to override that veto?
So these are separate investigations. However, they are going to cross paths, right? Because, I mean, think of the timing now for, Trump's new request for this DOJ investigation. Next week, the House is supposed to vote on whether to release the Jeffrey Epstein files. But, you have to wonder if this new investigation being led by the, DOJ directive, if that stands in the way of the release of any files or documents, many of which the House was going to be voting on and hoping to reveal publicly.
Well, there's no question there's going to be overlap. And I think from the president's perspective, the best defense is a good offense. And that's why he wants to go after some of his political adversaries. But in terms of transparency and releasing the files, that's a much easier question than actually going to the grand jury and potentially charging someone. The problem with the Epstein case is all of the evidence that we're seeing, Epstein's emails, Virginia Giuffre's memoir, none of that is admissible in court. It's all hearsay, and a criminal prosecution requires a living, willing, and able victim to move forward. Because of the confrontation clause of the Constitution, you can't charge someone unless there's a witness that's going to testify, and the accused has the right to cross-examine that victim. So to the extent that this is all political fodder, I think that's a separate question than what will actually happen in a courtroom. This is more for the court of public opinion than anything.
Do you see that as the DOJ is leading its investigation now, if there are willing alleged victims who want to speak out, whether it's to testify before Congress or speak at all publicly, does this investigation preclude them from doing so?
Not at all. There's no statute of limitations for federal sex trafficking. So if there is a victim who's willing to come forward to talk to the Department of Justice, to testify before Congress, Fred, that would be a complete game changer, because that could be the basis for a criminal prosecution, a civil lawsuit. Obviously, we talked about Virginia Giuffre. She passed because of suicide. She probably would have been the most likely and most vocal victim. So we really need someone like that that's willing to come forward, talk about the sexual abuse that they suffered, name names, and identify individuals. Then, of course, a prosecution would be very appropriate under those circumstances.
So what does this reveal to you that there was a White House Situation Room discussion in response to released, Epstein email information? I know, and now that you've got this Manhattan, U.S. Attorney Jay Clayton, who is more generally accustomed to corporate law, and now he is helping to lead this investigation at the urging of the White House. Is it your view that the White House can really do anything to stop this train from moving forward?
I don't think so. I think politically it's well on its way. And you're right, Fred. Jay Clayton's background has been primarily securities. He did lead the SEC. There's really no one in that office now that has experience handling this type of case. Obviously, Maureen Comey was the last individual. She was involved. The Ghislaine Maxwell prosecution, Sean Diddy Combs, she was terminated at the request of the Attorney General. So they're really starting from scratch here. And again, if there is evidence that we're not aware of, maybe that could be the basis of a criminal prosecution. But right now, this is just a political crisis more than a legal one. I mean, there's no question it may affect the president's legacy. And of course, there are some people who think that he's involved in all this, and other individuals as well, the Bill Clintons, the Larry Summers, Reid Hoffmans of the world. I'm sure this is the last thing they want to deal with. But as far as being dragged into a courtroom, Fred, I just don't see that happening based on the evidence we've seen so far.
All right. Neama Rahmani, always great to see you. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Fred. Talk soon.